Okay, hello everybody. Sorry for the confusion. Well, the thing is, I got an email from Sasha, who's the organizer of this event, and it's 2 days ago. She actually wrote to me that we need someone to talk about the blockchain technology itself. So what? Okay, I've not prepared anything about the blockchain games, but well, I'm from the blockchain tech company, not the game stuff. Well, we are kind of developing layer 2 solution for the decentralized applications. So we can, apply things to the blockchain games. So, well, she asked me to say something about the blockchain tech itself. So my actually topic was what's the perfect protocol for the blockchain games. And I'm kind of offering our platform, which is called Bifrost, as one of the good platform for the blockchain games. So what we are doing is okay. Have you ever heard about this kind of blockchain trilemma? In blockchain technology industry, everybody is thinking about so-called blockchain trilemma, which is how can we solve like three problems all at once, which is scalability, decentralization, and safety. And Vitalik said that it's really hard to solve those three problems all at once. That's right, it's really hard. And everybody is trying to solve this blockchain trilemma in protocol level. And that's why this happens, so-called blockchain protocol fever. There are like more than 1,000 protocols in the blockchain industry, which means that if you want to develop decentralized applications, you have to decide what kind of protocol you want to use. About 70% of decentralized applications are choosing Ethereum because they think it's safe and it has smart contract, it's reliable. But the thing is, Ethereum is really slow. The TPS is like 10 to 15. It's not good for running dApps or running blockchain games, anything. And also, the gas fee is really high. And that's why Ethereum is not good for really running dApps. And other than Ethereum, we have like Trons and EOS and something else. But, lots of people are kind of afraid of using something else because, they were like, afraid of using new protocols. Because, if you develop themselves based on one protocol, it's really hard to change it to something else. And if that protocol goes wrong, if some problem has in that protocol, that means you're screwed. So you have a real problem of choosing the protocols. And we are kind of thinking about, okay, if we think, blockchain will change the world, then there's going to be some, specific value of the innovation. If something is changing the world, then there should be some innovations in blockchain. So we are kind of thinking about the problem. What is the real innovation in blockchain? And it's really hard to get an answer. So we want to get a hint from so-called third industrial revolution, which is the web. So the web, the value captured is like this. There is a bunch of protocol, well, there's a very small protocol layer, and there's a bunch of application layers, which means by the time that lots of people using applications on the web, that was the first step of third industrial revolution. So if you believe that blockchain is the technology of fourth industrial revolution, then there's going to be something, some kind of this value captured picture. So we were kind of trying to find what's our status right now, and it looks exactly like this, which means we have a bunch of protocols. We have so small application layers. And that's why we've heard about blockchain, so many times from like last 3 years back, 4 years, we have heard about blockchain, but until now, there's no change and there's no innovation we can find. That's because of this phenomena. So our team was kind of trying to solve this kind of problem. So what should we do? What can you solve the FAT protocol? How can we solve the FAT protocol? Develop decentralized application that people can use, Well, it's hard. I told you. There are too many protocols. So it's not a solution. Then develop protocol, then dev can use. Another one, add one more. No, I don't think that's a solution. So what we realized is develop something else that is in between dApps and protocols so that dApp can work. That's what we thought. Actually, there is a 2 minutes of intro demo video, and I don't know if it's gonna work. Could you click here? Yeah, click the, oh, no. It's in YouTube. If you click the picture, then it's gonna work. No, it's not working? Click the picture right here, yeah. Yes, allow. If internet work, you're not connected. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with the slide. Our intro video is in the YouTube, so I wanted to connect it, but the connection is not that good, so I have to go with it. So our idea was like this. Okay, there's some problem with the protocols and dApps, and we realized that we have to do something. We cannot change this kind of phenomena by developing another dApp or by developing another protocol. We want to develop something else in between, and that is called Bifrost. And what we were thinking was, okay, there are many mainnets, there are like thousands of protocols, and the thing is, all the protocol has its own pros and cons. And what we want to do is getting pros from some different protocols, like cherry picking in a good way. That's what we want. And these are like, if there's some dApp that we want to develop, we can add public blockchain and private blockchain. If we can public and private all at once, then probably that's going to be the solution. It's really hard to explain everything all at once. Okay, what we want to do, that's what we want to do. With the private blockchain, actually our team did some projects for Korean government, like several projects for KFDA, Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, Ministry of Science and ICT, and also FedEx. What we did is we've done a bunch of projects making private blockchain and make them work and connect it, like anchoring it to the public. And with that, what we can get was, with the private blockchain, it's like some database, You can get the scalability from the private blockchain. So using private blockchain, you can have scalability, speed, everything. And using public blockchain, you can have safety. So what we thought is, okay, if we can combine private and public at the same time, then probably that's going to be the solution for the dApps. And if you are familiar with the blockchain industry, then probably you can say, oh, that reminds me of something like Plasma or something like sidechain. Or isn't your solution similar to Cosmos? Well, you can say that. But the thing is, the difference between ours and the other Plasma type of solutions are, we are combining different type of protocols and you can change it anytime. Okay, let's make it a little bit easier. What we want to do is we want to combine private and public blockchain, and it doesn't have to be same. It doesn't have to be same, and you can combine different type of blockchain that you want to use. So if you develop all your code with the Solidity, you can use Ethereum. And also, if you want faster transaction, if you want scalability, probably you can use Tron or you can use Thunder, whatever you want. Then what we are doing is combine those two and get profits from different blockchains and provide the dApps so that they can work. And this is kind of the system that we were designed. So here's what we are offering. If you're using Bifrost, if decentralized applications or blockchain games, whatever, let's make an example. Let's say you have a blockchain game, and in that game you're going to fight with the dragon. And if you defeat the dragon, you're going to get the sword, which is going to have a very expensive cost or something. So fighting transaction, it's going to be well, huge transactions, because you're gonna fight and fight again. Those transactions doesn't have to go public. It doesn't have to be decentralized. So those fighting transactions can go to the private blockchain. And after defeating the dragon, you're gonna get the sword. It's yours. So they should go to the public blockchain. And even the server is gone, then the sword is still yours, because that's yours in public blockchain. That's what we thought. So if you can divide your dApps or game or whatever into private and public, then you can get scalability, and also you can get safety from the public blockchain. And that's what we thought. And well, actually there were some examples, but you cannot run. Last year, I've done lots of pitch about this in blockchain conference, and lots of people really actually asked me about durability of this system. And everybody asked me, we are kind of splitting dApps. We are splitting smart contracts. We are splitting functions of your games into private and public part, which means if something goes wrong, then the total system will go wrong. So everybody was asking me if that's durable or if that's safe. So last year we were just focused on tech development for 8 months, and last February we've done our first version of we can announce our first version of Bifrost. And we've done our tech demonstration in front of Ethereum Foundation and Korea Investment Partners, which is the #1 VC in Korea. Well, their AUM is about $2 billion USD. They are like investing everywhere. So we invited 2 parties, and after 2 hours of tech demonstration, Ethereum Foundation was kind of excited because they realized that they don't have to lose their dApps anymore. Lots of dApps based on Ethereum is kind of escaping from Ethereum because it's really slow. But with our solution, you can use Ethereum and you can also get the scalability. At that moment, last February, we have the TPS of 725. Right now, actually, we've done some progress. So if you're using AWS, we have like TPS of 3,000. And if you have your own server with the 4 nodes, then you can have at least the TPS of 5,000, which means you can run any kinds of game application on our system. And at the same time, you have a public blockchain which can provide the safety from the public blockchain. So after the pitch, actually, Korea Investment Partners, they decided to invest in us as a seed round of equity, and we got $4 million USD on last April. And the equity seed round of $4 million USD is the second largest in Korean VC history after Kakao. So we're kind of a rising star in Korea, and we start providing our services right now. And actually, it's really easy for us to provide services to any kind of game dApps or any dApps. But the thing is, to provide our service, we have to send our tech team to your developing team, and take like 1 week or so. So that's the listing that we want to do. So we're kind of developing more and more. So at the end of this year, we're going to provide the builder, which is going to make the developer to use our system on the portal that we can provide. So in the near future, I think, all right, come back to the original matter. We think that blockchain will change the world. That's what we believed. And for that, the first stage that we think for the blockchain to change the world is everybody outside will use the blockchain technology itself, even though they don't even notice that they are using it. And probably that's going to be the game sector. And if the game sector is kind of using blockchain, well, you don't have to use blockchain all over your game. You don't have to do it because you need sometimes a faster transaction or something. But in token economy or the kind of items that you have in public chain, those kind of stuff, that's where blockchain can help the game industry, I think. So I don't know if I have time left or something.
All right, we can definitely do questions. So just a couple, of course. But Ian, thank you very much for that. I think that was super. I think what I think is really interesting for me is that I think you get a really good sense that an industry is starting to grow up when you start seeing middleware providers coming in and actually solving some technical problems like this. As somebody who used to work at Unity, you know, seeing that transformation of the games industry through the way the engines now work, I think it's critical. I think this is kind of the first sign of maybe blockchain growing up. Or, do you think that's fair? Or?
Oh yeah, and the good part is, you know, well, every blockchain game need to use any protocol. Well, lots of people are using Looms, or because, you know, they love interchain. If they develop their game based on Ethereum, then they'd better use Loom because they're providing Plasma for Looms. But if you want to change your protocol, then, you know, if you use Bifrost, then you can use any kinds of two combined blockchain. And if you want to change one of them, then that's really easy. But if you develop just your game based on one protocol, then it's going to be really painful to change the protocol itself. It's going to take you like a month or so. But using Bifrost, you know, you can change instantly. You can test lots of protocols that we are providing. Actually, we are providing any kinds of protocol that uses EVM, which is like 90% of protocol currently.
I mean, for me, it's always about, you know, why reinvent the wheel? Why do it twice when something...
Oh, yeah. It's kind of, our aim is giving lots of flexibility for the devs, for the game, blockchain games and whatever.